Well, good Tuesday morning to you. Yesterday we saw some stronger storms that impacted the area, most notably to the north and east parts of Colorado. There was some hail and some gusty winds. Today we kind of have the same modes of severe weather on tap for today. The main areas of risk are going to be along the interstate and east towards the plains. I think the best shot at getting some of those stronger storms will be south of Highway 50 and centered toward the southeastern corner of the state. Let's go ahead and flip through the forecast by MJ Heating and Air and what to expect for today. Now this is the dew point cast. I like showing this when we have severe weather on the map because this is really indicative of the type we can get. When we have 40s, 50s, even 60-degree dew points, it's that type of low-level moisture that will fuel those thunderstorms. And it's in and around town, so any storm that starts to spark will definitely have the energy to be a bit impactful. And when you combine that with some warmer temperatures to go with it, those are two necessary ingredients. Today's high temperature, 75 in Colorado Springs, 82 in Canyon City. Off to the eastern plains, this is where we have a bit cooler temperatures in comparison to yesterday. Yesterday we were in the 90s, today only into the 80s, low 80s in Springfield, into the mid 70s in Trinidad. Now in terms of what to expect for today, it'll take a minute for us to really start to get those storms firing up. There's a lot of cloud cover to start. The first half of the day is going to be very gray, very overcast. I know you've been seeing some of the cameras we've been showing you. It really is a cloudy start to the day. By the time we get to the middle of the day, though, in lunchtime hour, you'll start to see these peaks of sunshine in here at various points on the stormcast, and that will be necessary to heat up the environment, kind of destabilize it a little bit, and that's where we can start to get some storms into the forecast. Notice outside the Denver metro area to the southern tier of the state over the Raton Mesa, that's where some of these storms are initializing. Now, a little caveat here is the stormcast is not an answer key, more so just kind of gives us the overall trends. And right now it doesn't show anything over the Pikes Peak region or along the Palmer Divide, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a storm because there is the proper parameters in place for a stronger storm to develop. As these storms start to track towards the east, they tend to strengthen. Notice into the southeastern corner of the state. This cell that goes off to the eastern plains, and this is where we could get the gusty of winds and also some hail dropping out of it. Now thunderstorms do produce what's called an outflow boundary, and that pushes off a wave of energy, and that could spark another thunderstorm. So even though it's not showing much as we go into the evening hours, there could be a residual storm that does develop. Windcast for today, really not seeing much early this morning, but as we start to get some thunderstorms firing up, that's where we could start to see the winds start to kick up as well. Notice it ebbs and flows off to the eastern plains as we get into the later parts of the day, up to 20, 30 miles an hour in the actual thunderstorms themselves. We could even see higher gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. So just something to keep in mind as you're moving throughout the daytime today. Alert for tomorrow. We do this all over again. We have another severe risk in place, especially as you go off to the eastern plains. This could be expanded to the west and towards the Interstate 25 corridor there, but as of right now, this is where we have the best shot to see some of those severe storms. In terms of what to expect for the 7-day forecast going into the rest of the week, notice here, let me go back to the 7-day for around the region. You can notice Pueblo, Canyon City really warming up for Thursday and Friday. Woodland Park will have us into the 70s with some afternoon showers and storms to go with it. And the weekend is looking very nice into the 90s, 80s and 90s in Canyon City. Couple rounds of maybe a shower or thunderstorm. I don't think it disrupts any plans. In Colorado Springs, same deal here. Will be very warm by this time next week. Here's a look at the 10-day forecast. Upper 80s, summer-like heat building into the forecast. Alrighty, that's a check at your forecast for this Tuesday. We'll be right back.